Hey everyone! Welcome to The Young and the Restless. I'm Jane, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Young and the Restless, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. Phyllis's unrelenting pursuit of power has reached a frightening new level as she coldly analyzes her next move, promising to betray everyone in her way to gain the dominance she so desperately desires. Her once charming persona has been torn away, revealing a woman obsessed by ambition, eager to exploit both friends and rivals without guilt. In her opinion, the borders between ally and opponent have blurred, and she doesn't care who suffers as a result. Her kid, ex-lovers, and even her closest confidants are now pawns in her vicious game. She speaks empty promises to those who still believe her, all the while scheming their demise behind their backs, her mind creating webs of deception so intricate that she herself struggles to keep track of the lies. The warmth in her eyes has been replaced by a chilly determination, and those who formerly stood by her side are beginning to notice the change, though no one yet realizes how far she is willing to go. Meanwhile, Adam, ever the astute observer, has learned of Phyllis's scheme, and despite his own history of manipulation, he is taken aback by the sheer boldness of her schemes. His instincts scream for him to act, knowing that if Phyllis is not stopped, the consequences will ruin not only individuals, but entire families, businesses, and alliances. He begins quietly sounding the alarm, dropping cryptic warnings to anyone who might listen, but he is careful not to disclose his hand too soon. After all, he knows better than to approach a trapped animal head-on. His warnings, however, are regarded with mistrust. Some reject them as paranoia, while others accuse him of inciting conflict for personal gain. Adam perseveres, knowing that the truth would eventually be revealed, and when it happens, he wants to be the one holding the cards. Across town, Audra is making her own moves, increasing the pressure on Kyle in a planned attempt to keep him off balance. She's always been a master of psychological warfare, and now she's using every tool at her disposal to keep him guessing, playing with his emotions like a cat with a mouse. Whether it's a well-timed comment, a lingering glance, or a rapid shift from warmth to cold, she keeps him on edge, ensuring he never knows where he stands with her. Kyle, for his part, attempts to keep his cool, but Audra's games are wearing him down, and his frustration is simmering dangerously near to the surface. She takes pleasure in his agony, knowing that a preoccupied Kyle is a vulnerable Kyle, which she can exploit. The tension between them crackles like a live wire, with every conversation rife with unsaid threats and hidden intents. Audra isn't just toying with fire, she's inciting an inferno, and Kyle is standing right in its path. As these three power players move in the shadows, the stakes rise by the day, their actions reverberating across the lives of everyone around them. Phyllis's betrayals, Adam's warnings, and Audra's mind games combine to create an explosive cocktail of deception and danger, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Trust is weakening, alliances are collapsing, and the once distinctive lines between friend and adversary have dissolved completely. In this world of cutthroat ambition, loyalty is a liability, and love is simply another weapon to be wielded. The question isn't just who will win, but who will be left standing when the dust falls. Phyllis's transformation into a figure of pure ambition has been gradual, but those who have known her the longest can notice the difference, the way her smiles no longer reach her eyes, the way her laughing sounds hollow, and the way she measures every word before speaking it. She's mastered the art of deception, creating a false sense of care while her actual goals simmer beneath the surface. Her son, Daniel, still believes in her kindness and defends her when others express their misgivings, but his confidence is dwindling as her conduct becomes more unpredictable. She's canceled plans with him at the last minute, dismissed his concerns with vague justifications, and when pressed, she turns the tables, making him feel bad for doubting her. It's a classic manipulative method she's honed over the years, but Daniel is no longer a child, and he's beginning to see through the ruse. Meanwhile, her interactions with Jack are equally calculated. She plays the role of the remorseful ex, the woman who only wants to make apologies, but beneath the surface, she is gathering information, probing for flaws to attack. Jack, the eternal optimist, wants to think she has changed, but he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. Diane, on the other hand, has no such illusions. She has seen Phyllis's true colors many times before, and she is not ready to let her guard down again. The tension between the two women is tangible, a silent war of wills reflected in every exchanged glance and carefully selected word. Diane believes Phyllis is up to something, and she's determined to find out the truth before it's too late. Adam, meantime, is working on numerous fronts, his mind racing as he tries to keep one step ahead of the pandemonium. He's always been a thinker, thinking 3 steps ahead, but even he can't anticipate every twist and turn in this perilous game. His concerns regarding Phyllis have elicited varying reactions. Some, like Victor, listen quietly, weighing his words carefully, while others, like Nick, dismiss him, certain he is exaggerating the threat. Adam understands that he does not have much time. If Phyllis's plans are carried out, the consequences will be permanent. He considers going to the authorities, but what evidence does he actually have? A few overheard discussions, a couple of dubious transactions, nothing concrete enough to bring her down. No, he requires something more, something indisputable, which entails playing the long game. He starts probing deeper, tracking the money trails and reaching out to former connections who may have information that Phyllis would wish to keep hidden. It's risky. If she learns of his research, she will not hesitate to retaliate, but Adam has never shied away from a challenge. Audra, ever the wild card, is having a little too much fun playing cat and mouse with Kyle. She has always thrived on chaos and the thrill of the chase, and Kyle is currently her favorite target. She understands exactly which buttons to push and which anxieties to exploit, and she does it with surgical precision. One moment she's blatantly flirting with him, the next she's frigid and dismissive, leaving him struggling to keep up. Kyle, who is usually so cool, is beginning to disintegrate, his aggravation affecting his work, relationships, and even his sleep. Summer has sensed a difference in him, but when she asks what's wrong, he dismisses her, unwilling, or unable, to reveal how much Audra is getting under his skin. Audra, of course, enjoys his agony. She's not doing it for profit, though that's undoubtedly a factor. She's doing it because she can. To her, power is more than money or influence. It's about control, knowing she can sway people with a well-timed sneer or a caustic remark. And just now, Kyle is proving to be an ideal plaything. As these 3 forces converge, the consequences are unavoidable. Phyllis's betrayals will create scars that may never fully heal, Adam's warnings will be ignored until it's too late, and Audra's mind games will push Kyle over the edge. The only certainty in this high-stakes conflict is that no one will survive undamaged. In the final episode of the year, Adam arrived in France with alarming news that Kane was in Genoa City. Meanwhile, Phyllis made a perilous deal: betray her friends or be removed from Kane's plans. The Dumas Estate Center Court. Kane ensures that Phyllis is truly willing to betray her friends and go to any length to join him. Kane Ashby talks with Phyllis Summers. Phyllis can't believe Kane wants to manage all of Genoa City's businesses, but she can support it. She's all in. She came to prove to her doubters and detractors that she is their equal and can't wait for Kane to take their businesses away. She asks for one favor: after Kane destroys Newman Enterprises, she wants to be Victor's boss. She enjoys the idea of having Victor at her beck and call. When will she start? Amanda tells Phyllis that she is only a cog in the machine, not the one taking control. Amanda Sinclair. Kane nods. He never stated that he was targeting Victor's company, it was all hypothetical. Phyllis narrows her gaze. She is quite convinced she heard him say he was going after the firms. She claims Kane is targeting the most elite families in Genoa City, who would not go down without a fight. How can he pull this off? Phyllis Summers. According to Kane, nothing lasts forever, and this includes such companies. Phyllis wonders what might happen if Genoa City united against Kane. Kane expresses gratitude for her care, but refuses to discuss it further. He needs her to show him faith. Kane Ashby chats to Phyllis. Phyllis tells him to specify what he expects her to do to demonstrate her allegiance. Who does he expect her to throw under the bus? Dumas Express bar car. Nikki informs Victor that she will be leaving. She needs to return home so they may fight Kane on his home soil. Nikki Newman. Adam emphasizes that whatever they decide, time is of the essential. Victor says he's staying. If he goes now, he'll miss out on the chance to put an end to Kane's BS for good. Victor Newman. Nikki claims that they are prisoners and at Kane's mercy. She wants it to end. Victor asks if she wants to go for a 3-hour trek down the mountain. Nick agrees with Nikki that they need to come home to battle Kane on their soil. Nicholas Newman. Victor insists that they fight Kane on his land. He's going to finish Kane Ashby. Adam emphasizes the urgency of their actions since Kane has acquired significant property in Genoa City, which they are unaware of. Nick claims he learned that Kane believes someone is going to try to kill him. Adam Newman. Nikki is fed up with Kane's shenanigans, and he plans to orchestrate his own murder as a party trick. Nick claims that Kane brought Chance to Nice to protect him. Victor asks Adam to be his eyes and ears in Genoa City. Nikki Newman. Nikki and Nick appreciate Adam for keeping them informed. Adam agrees to return to Genoa City, but apologizes for not being able to tell them anything more about Cole's situation. He vows to keep looking into what Kane is doing to the town while they are here. He'll keep his ears to the ground, but he's not sure how they'll communicate. Nick believes Kane has a way to communicate in his chateau. Nick discusses with his mother. Nikki rages that Kane has kept them apart. She needs to speak with Claire and Victoria. Nick assures her that Adam visited Claire and Victoria, and they appear to be well. They would not have brought Cole back to Genoa City if he wasn't stable. Nikki appreciates his reassurances, but she wants to speak with them. Nikki speaks to Nick. Nick vows that if Kane has a means to communicate with the outside world, he will discover it. He says he'd prefer to go straight to Kane and force him to reveal the information, but he'll attempt to remain calm. Nikki asks if she can join Adam. She is willing to walk down the mountain simply to be able to speak with Victoria and Claire. Adam believes the descent from the mountain is too perilous for her. Adam Newman. Nick agrees and says they won't be there for much longer. At the very least, it is beautiful there. Victor reminds his wife that she intended to enjoy it as a holiday. Nikki claims she does not want to sunbathe near the pool as Victor plots against Kane. Victor talks with Nikki. Victor says he wants her to be safe, and she shouldn't go down the mountain. Phyllis hurries to the bar vehicle. She pauses and asks Adam, "How did you get up the mountain?" Adam claims he walked, but he wouldn't want to do it in her heels. Phyllis Summers. Phyllis inquires as to what motivated him to take the trip. Is there something going on at home that she should know about? Victor claims they are having a private family talk, which is none of her concern. Phyllis says this reminds her why she's glad she's not a member of their family. She asks Adam if he wants her to show him where the cocktails are. Adam Newman. Adam says he is leaving, so no. Phyllis is astonished. He just arrived. Whatever is going on, it must be necessary for him to leave his parents and brother here. Adam tells Phyllis to avoid discussing his parents with anyone. Victor, Nicholas, and Adam. Phyllis chuckles. Yes, she will accept that counsel. Nick asks Phyllis if they can go somewhere and speak, and she accepts. Anywhere except here. They exit the bar vehicle. Victor shakes his head and laughs. Victor laughs. The Dumas Express. Kyle knocks on Audra's cabin door while on the train. He yells out, and she invites him to come in. He opens the door, and Audra welcomes him in her slinky lingerie. Kyle Abbott. Audra offers him a glass of champagne. Kyle declines the drink and claims he is there to discuss work. He will return later. Audra says he doesn't have to leave. It's not like he hasn't seen her in less, and there's nowhere else to go. She invites him to sit down and speak with her. Audra, dressed in lingerie, talks to Kyle while holding a glass of champagne. Kyle takes a seat and explains that their entire campaign was based on what fragrance the mysterious Aristotle Dumas would choose, but now that it's been revealed that he's Cain Ashby, their entire strategy has crumbled and must be reconsidered. Audra believes they can still play off the mystery. Kyle shook his head. Victor wants everyone to know he is in power, therefore Cain will be outed as they acquire cell service. He believes Audra's suggestion to hold a cosmetics battle is still a fine one. Kyle smiles at Audra while they sit and talk. Audra believes mutual contempt can be a strong strategy. Not many people rub lotion on their adversaries' backs, and some people saw them. Kyle suggests that if they win, they can continue to destroy each other, as long as she is okay with being annihilated by a large firm like Jabot. Audra claims her newcomer, Vibrante, will demonstrate what a dinosaur Jabot is. Audra talks with Kyle. Kyle admits that her company simply exists on paper and has a long way to catch up with Jabot. Kyle respects Audra's intuition, and she believes she is gaining power over him. Kyle believes influence is a powerful term. Kyle Abbott. Audra believes that once Vibrante goes viral, old tired Jabot will be lost. She'd want to develop some new perfume concepts. Kyle argues that this is not the place for a conversation. He tells her to get ready so they can converse in the dining car. Audra replies he doesn't need to leave. She'll simply transform here. She sheds her robe and smiles. Audra Charles is half-dressed. Central courtyard. Lily and Damien enter the center court, and Cain becomes preoccupied. He informs Phyllis that they will resume their chat later. He stands up and walks up to Lily and Damien, remarking that it's a beautiful afternoon and that he hopes they get along well. Lily claims she was having a fantastic time before he came along. Lily and Damien. Cain nods quietly and exits the courtyard. Amanda inquires about Damien and Lily's current relationship status. Lily explains how they are making the most of their unusual circumstances as inmates. Amanda and Phyllis talk to Lily and Damien. Phyllis claims that Cain is not to blame for the storm. She tells them to unwind and enjoy a drink or two. Lily wonders why Phyllis is in such a good mood. She assumes that Phyllis would be furious that she's stranded in Nice and unable to help her son, who appears to be spinning after Heather's murder and has refused to join Abbott Communications. Lily and Damien talk with Phyllis and Amanda. Phyllis admits that she is concerned about her son, but who knew Lily cared about him? Lily claims she has always cared about Daniel. They have reconciled. Phyllis says she was hoped Lily would spend time with Daniel when they returned to Genoa City, but it appears she had something else going on. She throws Damien a sideways glance and explains she can't leave to visit Daniel because they're stuck here. Amanda and Phyllis talk with Lily and Damien. Lily claims Phyllis bullied her way here. Phyllis asserts her right to be present, surpassing Lily's. She claims that her relationship with Cain is on a need-to-know basis, and Lily does not need to know. Lily laughs. A need-to-know basis, right? And what Phyllis does with Cain is more important than helping her son. Lily and Phyllis. According to Phyllis, Daniel is doing well and spending time with his father. Why is Lily acting up? Is this because Billy sacked her and hired Phyllis instead? Lily laughs again and claims that Billy dismissed Phyllis shortly afterward. Phyllis advises her to back down rather than flaunting her relationship with Damien merely to destroy Cain's heart. Phyllis and Lillian. Lily wonders why Phyllis is suddenly so concerned about Cain. Damien informs Phyllis that he has no idea who she is, but he believes everyone should take a deep breath. Amanda agrees, they don't need to pursue each other like this. Kane wants everyone to have a good time. Lily and Damien. Lily claims they're caught in a physical maze. Phyllis seems uneasy and says she needs to leave. She bolts out of the courtyard, and Amanda follows. Damien and Lily take a seat at the table. Damien inquires about Phyllis's behavior, wondering if it is consistent. Lily and Damien sit at the table and converse. Lily chuckles and says, Phyllis is like a bull in a china shop. Damien believes Kane has truly gotten under Lily's skin. Audra and Kyle go into the courtyard, smiling and conversing. Kyle and Audra communicate closely. Damien expresses to Lily his dissatisfaction with Audra and Kyle's close relationship. Lily admits she has never trusted Audra. Damien nods. He wasn't sure what to think of Audra, but she was quite nice and caring toward his mother. Lily and Damien discuss Kyle and Audra. Lily says she's glad Amy has support, but Audra is only concerned with Audra. She does not like what she sees between Audra and Kyle either. Audra and Kyle walk over. According to Audra, Lily and Damien appear to be obsessed with one another. Lily smirks, implying that the same might be said about Audra and Kyle. Kyle and Audra converse with Lily and Damien. Audra claims she and Kyle are working on a marketing campaign together. Kyle nods. Because they were stuck there, they decided to take advantage and work out all the specifics. Lily laughs, saying there is enough to take advantage of. Lily and Damien. Audra becomes uneasy and goes with Kyle to fetch some lunch. Damien does not buy it. There is more between Kyle and Audra than they are stating. Lily shares Nate's disappointment and does not believe it. Damien talks with Lily. Damien warns Audra that he is watching her and is concerned for his brother's safety. Kyle expresses concern to Audra that Damien and Lily may not believe their relationship is solely for professional purposes. Audra and Kyle. Audra says she has a plan and will carry it out. She doesn't care what Damien and Lily think. Kyle grins. They understand exactly what they're doing. Kyle talks with Audra. The hedge maze. Phyllis and Nick walk through the maze. Phyllis inquires about what he was discussing with his family. Phyllis and Nicholas. Nick laughs, saying they were discussing what to eat for dinner and how to leave the estate. He inquires if she has already met with Kane and secured a position in his organization. Phyllis appears cagey. Why does he care? Nick is concerned that she is putting her trust in this guy, and that Kane is up to something. In addition to hosting a celebration in France, he is personally planning a large event in Genoa City. He tells her that Kane has purchased land around Genoa City. Nicholas and Phyllis. Phyllis is startled that Kane was in Genoa City while they were still in France. Kane is a magician. She believes Kane is nesting as he prepares to return to Genoa City. Nick does not agree. There is something darker going on. Phyllis wonders if Adam came to France merely to inform them that Kane is purchasing office space in Genoa City. Phyllis smiles at Nick. Nick claims that Kane has also purchased Chancellor's assets, which were sold off. Phyllis shrugs. Kane is just marking his territory. Nick wonders why Kane purchased all the holding firms under an assumed name. Kane poses a threat to them all. Nick talks with Phyllis. Phyllis tells him that she'll take her risks. She knows exactly what she's doing. Despite Nick's efforts to assist her, Kane's actions will ultimately lead to her downfall. Perhaps she can help him again. Phyllis claims she doesn't need Nick's assistance. Nick takes Phyllis by her arm. He advises her to make a decision regarding her future. Would she stay with Kane or join forces with her friends to fight him? Nick grabs Phyllis by her elbow. The Dumas Express. Audra and Kyle head back to her cottage. Despite the difficult start, Audra believes their chat was productive. They now have some nice choices for the Jabot/Vibrante dispute. Kyle and Audra. Kyle suggests they meet for drinks later to discuss more about it. Audra grinned and leaned against the wall. She informs Kyle that there is something about the French air. No wonder France produces the best scents. Kyle agrees. Kyle and Audra appear to be flirting. Audra claims he's been very agreeable recently. Kyle smiles and says he'll try to keep that in check. Audra smiles and slinks inside her room, while Kyle watches. Audra saunters into her suite. Central courtyard. Lily asks Damien whether he is still concerned about Kyle and Audra. Lily talks to Damien. Damien expresses concern for his sibling. He hopes he could contact Nate and Amy and find out how they are doing. Lily chuckles and explains that when Damien first arrived in town, she was distrustful of him, but now she sees how much he loves and cares for his family. She takes his hand and wonders why she ever doubted such a wonderful man. Kane overhears them speaking. He doesn't seem pleased about it. Kane appears unhappy. The bar car. Adam urges himself to go as soon as possible due to the long journey ahead. Adam Newman. Nikki wants him to show Claire and Victoria affection. She claims he took a significant risk to bring them this news. She thanks him. Adam nods. That's what the family does. He exits the rail car. Victor assures Nikki that he will not be around for long, and that Kane Ashby is no match for him.